Good morning and happy Saturday, everybody. This is Monique Buchanan, the host of the Welcome Home with Monique show, and I have yet another great show for you. First, I want to apologize for the reruns the last 2 weeks, okay? I know you guys are like, wait a minute, didn't I hear that? Isn't this a show from a couple weeks ago? So I apologize. I was actually out of town with my husband. We were getting our property together. We have a property just south of Waco, Texas. And what we're doing is we are flipping it and turning it into an Airbnb. Well, to be honest with you, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do an Airbnb with that property or do I want to do a group home. I've actually been looking into the group home thing and I'm trying to figure out which way to go, because I will say not only is a group home, a blessing to the community, but it's also, it generates great income depending on which way you go. So you could stand to make anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 per month, as an investment property, with the group home. Now with the Airbnb, that's, hit or miss. We would be the only Airbnb in that area just south of Waco, Texas. So I do know that, it's like country living, that would be like our thing. It's sitting on 3 acres, but I'm just trying to figure it out which way I want to go. Now, the reason I'm going into this is because this is an investment property, right? And I know a lot of my listeners are retirees and they're looking for some, passive income, or maybe they're just looking to give back to the community. So these are some things that you can think about to bring in that passive income and give back to the community, help your veterans, seniors, or just, individuals that have disabilities that just need stable housing, right? So that's the group home side of it. Or just maybe you want an Airbnb, right? So you don't have to do it here in Vegas. Like I tell you guys all the time, I'm able to help you in all 50 states. Okay. So I want to give a shout out on that note to one of our KUMV listeners. I listed and sold his property and he has moved on to Scottsdale, Arizona. Mr. James, I hope you're out there having an amazing time. He's just going into contract with his property out there with one of my agents. She's taking great care of him. And so he said, hey, Mo, I want to go golf. I want to move to a golf community. And he's just such an amazing person. And I was so honored and humbled that he chose me to represent him on listing his property, right? So, he wasn't looking for an investment property. He was looking to sell his property and obviously move on to his golf course community, which he did. So congratulations, Mr. James. And but back to what we were talking about, that is one of my investment properties. And for you out there that are looking to possibly get an investment property, or maybe you're thinking, well, Monique, I'm retired. I don't make the money I used to make. I've got my income, but it is what it is. Well, guess what? In case you haven't heard me talk about this before, let me reiterate, okay? There is a loan out there that is a no document loan. What happens is it gives you the loan basically if you're buying a property that can basically pay for itself. In other words, if you're able to generate income that will cover the mortgage on that property, you need to not show any of your financials. You heard me right. So if you're one of them people that I haven't did my taxes or Monique, I don't think I have the income for it. Guess what? We don't need that. It's a no document loan. You do need a 720 credit score or higher, right? You are going to be needing to put 20% down because it's an investment property. So remember, whenever you're buying a property that's not a home that you're planning on living in, if you're going to buy it as a vacation home, typically it's 10% down. If you're buying it as your primary home where you're actually going to live in it, then we have 0 down grant programs or 3.5% down. But if you're looking to make money on a property, okay, if you're looking to not move into it at all, not one bit, make it a group home, make it an Airbnb, or just get a straight up renter in there, you're going to need to put at least 20% down on that property, okay? But with this particular loan, if you are one of my retirees out there that would like to have a couple more dollars coming in every month, you've got great credit. You've got some 401k money that you can pull that 20% out and start making that money work for you, okay? I'm telling you of a loan that we offer that as long as we purchase a property that we can rent out straight rent. For instance, right now, if you buy a $400,000 house, the rates are currently at about 6.25%. This is what my lenders are telling me. I'm not a lender. So 6.25%, you're looking at about 27-ish, a month, $2,700 a month for that payment. But guess what? I just sold a house and it had a pool. So he's able to rent that out for $2,800. Well, he could have qualified for this loan. This loan will allow you to buy that property, not show your bank statements, not provide any income information to the lender. They don't need it. All they need to know is this property going to be able to pay for itself? And that's where me and my team, we help you to secure a property that will pull the rents and see what it's renting for. Or, maybe you already know that you're going to be able to buy it as another, maybe you already have some Airbnbs and you're going to buy another one to Airbnb, or you're just going to buy your first one. And you're confident that it will cover the mortgage. As long as we can prove that in some type of way that it will cover the mortgage, you'll be fine to use this loan, okay? But of course, you'll talk to my team of lenders and they will go over everything on that aspect, okay? But I just want you guys to know, don't feel like your hands are tied, that you can't, buy investment properties because maybe now you're retired, right? That's not a problem. Or whatever your situation is, hey, maybe you don't have a W-2 job. Maybe you have a 1099 job. You work for yourself, right? And you're like, hey, I haven't had my business for too many years. Or, maybe, I don't know what you do. Whatever you do, and don't count yourself out. As long as you can come up with that 20%, the 720 credit score, you very well could use this loan to start building your portfolio of real estate, if that makes any sense to you guys. I hope it does. This is Monique Buchanan, and this is the Welcome Home with Monique show. You can check me out on my Facebook business page. I'm starting to drive people there. It's just a little more interactive. It kind of shows like who I am. You can always go on my website, which is welcomehomewithmonique.com, to search properties, send me a quick message. You can even check out and see how much your home is worth. There's a lot of information on my website. It has like the neighborhood stats. There's a ton of information on there, as well as my listings are on there as well. So welcomehomewithmonique.com is my website. You can check me out on my Facebook business page, which is Monique Buchanan. And guys, it's spelled Buchanan. After I got married, it took me a long time to remember how to spell that. I kept wanting to spell it Bucannon, but no. Anyways, Buchanan, and that's -EXP Realty. That is my brokerage. Or you could just find me on IG, Realtor Monique Buchanan. Okay, my number is 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. 3700. So if you're thinking of getting an investment property, or you're interested in that, or you're just wanting to bring, like I said, a couple more dollars into the home, bring some more money in by buying investment properties, build your portfolio. Heck, there's people that buy a house every single year to build their portfolio, because guess what, guys? You only need to stay in the home for 1 year. Yeah, that's a strategy. You heard me right. And here, if you want to get real crazy with it, not crazy, but in a good way, brand new homes. You wait till they just break ground, buy in the first phase. That's what they call the first phase, because you're always going to make money as it goes, as the phases continue. As they continue to build, the builder raises the prices, right? So as the months go by, you're already in there. You already secured your property out the gate. Hey, you're making money as you watch all your neighbors' houses be built, right? So you're seeing the second and third phase. Well, what else? Stay there for one year. 1 year in that home. And then go ahead, you've made all this equity after that year, buy another one. And just continue to do that until you have, 6, 7, 8 homes under you. And it might sound intimidating or scary to you, but listen, at the end of the day, you can rent them out. And always keep a little bit of that money aside in case they sit empty, a month or two. You're able to cover the mortgage. But worst case scenario, you sell it and you're still making money. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just have to leap. Like Steve Harvey said, you just have to leap in life. If you don't, you're going to stay in the same place for the rest of your life. And then you're going to get to a point where you wonder, if only I had leaped what would have happened. So anyways, me and my husband, we leaped, like I said, with that Texas property. So we'll have that up and running, if God says the same, I'm hoping by July. So I will keep you guys posted. But again, we have a no document loan, you guys, 720 credit score, 20% down. Start getting your investment properties. Oakland A's, they're about to have that stadium up before you know it, right? They're going up, you guys. All kinds of things are happening here in Vegas. Don't miss your opportunity. They're still calling us the more affordable place to buy. That is going to change. Think about the people that could have bought a home in LA for $400,000 back in the day. And now that same $400,000 home, they're selling for $1 million. You're looking at our future. So that's where I'm at, you guys, with this. I'm trying to tell people I do still have my listing in Spanish Trails community, 7217 Mission Hills Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89133. Like I said, you could check it out on my website, or you can check it out on any of the home search platforms that you choose, Zillow, homes.com, whatever you want to do. 7217 Mission Hills Drive, 89133. And that is in the exclusive Spanish Trails community. If you're not from here, it's been around for over 20 years. There's homes in there. We're talking the Prince of Brunei has a home in there, right? So the governor lives in that community. The home that we're selling, it is basically a 3-bedroom townhome. Okay. Now, as it sits, it's a 2, but with a door and just one little slab of half a slab actually of drywall. It's a 3 bedrooms. We've got it listed at just under $480,000, right? The HOA actually does pay for your roof repairs and replacement. So again, that property is 1,758 square feet, 2-car garage, guard gated golf course, Spanish Trails golf course community. And so your neighbors are multi-million-dollar homes all around you, and you're getting in there for under $480,000. That's right. Very rarely does anything come up in that community for sale, and especially at this price point. So 7217 Mission Hills Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89133. And if you like that, if you think that's amazing, which a lot of my people do, in fact, a lot of my agents call me and say, Mo, that's awesome. That you're able to shout out your listings right there on 91.5. I mean, that touches thousands of people. And I say, yeah, it's a true blessing. In fact, you guys heard my sellers come on. I just love them to pieces. The Brewsters, they are doctors, actually, over at the Roseman University, where they actually, they are over that college, that university where they're teaching doctors and nurses. They came on and they talked about their community. That is something that I'm actually open to, right? I'm open to having my sellers go ahead and come on, and talk about their neighborhood, share about their community. Who is better, than the actual people that have lived there, right? Right? So I was able to send that show to a buyer that was interested in the community, was trying to decide if they wanted to go with Turnberry or Spanish Trails. So the agent was blown away when I sent her that show, and she heard the Brewsters talking about all of the things that you would only know about that community if you live there. So guys, this is a great platform for that. I'm very blessed to have this platform, and that's a unique thing because most agents are not able to do this. They're able to just get it out there, the regular way, Zillow, websites, and that's fine. But this just bumps it up even more. So Monique Buchanan, once again, 702-984-3700. If you're thinking of listing your property, 702-984-3700. Also, I have quite a few of my past clients reaching out to me. They've decided to purchase again with me. And what we're doing is we're renting out their current property. Some of them want to sell. Some of them don't want to sell. Some of them want to go ahead and just grow their portfolio, right? So if you don't have to sell, to me, I mean, it might sound crazy, but you guys know me. I'm not all about the money. I thank God for the money. I thank God for his provisions. But I'm always going to give you the advice that I would give my cousin, right? So here you go, play cousins. If you don't have to sell, to me, I'm like, let's figure out a way that we don't have to. Let's rent it out. That way we can go ahead and continue to, have that residual income coming in for you for the rest of your life. But if you're in a position like my brother-in-law, for instance, he wants to sell because he's going to take that money and reinvest. I was able to get him a property out in Texas as well. He bought a ranch, 150 acres. Now, when we bought it years ago, we were able to get it for $5,000 an acre. Now it's going for $15,000 an acre. So once again, you don't wait to buy property. You buy property and wait, right? They're not making any more land. So now he's going to turn around and buy another piece of land. And I think he may even invest in an apartment complex. Sometimes, you guys, it is really hard. It's overwhelming selling a property. Especially you're thinking, oh my goodness, I've got to get this house in order. And especially if there's things that you need to donate that's just cluttered, that you're going to need to get rid of. It's overwhelming. Okay. Especially if you've inherited a property where maybe it's 30 years of furniture, 30 years of stuff in the property. It's overwhelming. Or maybe that there's like some issues going on with the property that you don't want to really have to tackle. Guess what, guys? I have a section of my brokerage that will offer you a cash offer. So I can get you a cash offer. We can look it over. Okay, here's what you'll get with the cash offer. Here's the benefits of the cash offer. Here's the downfall, right? Then I'll say, here's the benefits of if I just list it regular, and here's the downfall. Maybe the downfall is that now we'll have to put it on the market. People will have to come through here. Yes, we will have to get it cleaned up. Yes, we're going to have to move a lot of this stuff out. Yes, I'm going to have to get it ready for buyers to look at and actually want, right? So then I'll go over the differences with you. We'll sit down, go over it all, and then you'll let me know which route you want to take. You know what, Monique? I think it's going to be easier for me and less of a headache. Just give me that cash offer. We're going to just rock with that. They'll move me for free as long as it's within the city limits. They'll give me my money within a week or two, right? And so it's just less stress for me, Monique. I'm fine with that. Let's move forward. Or, you know what, Monique? I think we could probably go ahead with you just listing it regular on the MLS. And let's, see if we can get a little bit more than that cash offer was offering. And yes, I'll go ahead and just, get it all taken care of as far as moving stuff out. I'll donate to the, donation places, whatever, and we'll get it listed on the market, right? So I go over each scenario and let you choose which route you'd like to take as the seller or as a person selling their property, right? So that's what I like to do, guys. I like to educate, just kind of sit with you and go over everything, just like I do on the show, right? I talk a lot. I give a lot of details. That's just me. So I hope that doesn't bother you guys. But yeah, if you're looking to sell your property, I would love to assist you. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. Another one I want to talk about real quick when it comes to selling, and then I'm going to move on. There's a lot of people, or not a lot, but I haven't seen too many, but there's people out there that are struggling to pay their mortgage, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their jobs, okay? Now, if your back is against the wall, remember that you can always call your mortgage company and let them know that you're in a hard place, okay? A lot of times they will do a forbearance for you. They'll work with you to try to make it where you're able to pay your payment, your mortgage. They don't want houses. So that's the difference in being a renter. They'll put you out in 5 days, dear, quickly, right? With a renter. They don't give you hardly any grace. You got to go if you don't pay. Not when you are a homeowner, okay? You already get 15 days grace period. You don't have to pay on the first, right? You have 15 days to pay your mortgage before you even get a late penalty, right? And then it takes forever, dang near, to get you out of that house, right? But they'll also work with you. It is so stressful to think that you have no options, but the worst thing you can do is not speak up and call them and tell them, hey, I'm going through a hard time. I'm a business owner. I have not made any money the last whatever, or I've lost my job. I'm telling you this because I had a cousin that doesn't live here in Vegas share with me that they almost lost their house. He didn't know. I said, oh my goodness, you just call. He said, oh my goodness, I wish I would have known that, Monique. So I'm sharing that with you guys. If you own your property, call your mortgage lender, let them know what's going on. They will work with you. And the good news is when they lower your mortgage payment for a hardship, even after you get back to working and making money again, that payment stays the same. For instance, my girlfriend, she had that happen to her during COVID. So her payment was $1,500 a month. She let them know, hey, we're not working. They lowered her payment all the way down to $800. And guess what? She still has that $800 payment. So guys, there's ways to do this. Now, if you've already gotten a notice of default where they're talking about putting your house, hey, it looks like it's going to be foreclosed on, or you're getting those letters in the mail. We have a very short window. We'll have to be aggressive and get it sold quickly, but that's better than you walking away with nothing. If I can go ahead and get that property sold, within 3 weeks or 30 days quickly, then you can walk away with the equity that's in your home. If you don't sell it, you're going to walk away with nothing, and you're going to have this on your credit for 7 years, I believe. That's horrible. So not only are you going to give possibly $200,000 back to the bank, you're also going to walk away with horrible credit and not be able to purchase another home down the road. But if I list it for you and hurry up and get it sold, then guess what? You walk away with money, right? And your credit. So then we can just go ahead and buy another home when you're ready down the road that you feel is more affordable for you. But it doesn't make sense to let the bank take your money. So you got to put pride aside and say, Mo, hey, I just got a notice of default. I need you to help me. Let's get this sold ASAP. Heck, you could take a cash offer, as long as it covers everything that you need it to cover, and gone and get your money and be done with it, right? So it's an unfortunate situation, but it's even more unfortunate to walk away with zero. Give that money that you paid 10, 20 years on that house back to the bank. That doesn't make any sense, you guys. So I'm here to help. 702-984-3700. Monique Buchanan, that's my name, Buchanan. I am not only your local Las Vegas realtor. I can help you in all 50 states and in 24 countries. I have a team that expands just that far, you guys. So shouts out to all my listeners out there that have been supporting me. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's so many. You guys have supported me. It's been almost 4 years now. You guys send me your family, your friends. You call me yourself and just ask me questions. Hey, I love that. I love it. I want you to feel like I'm your play cousin. It might be because I was an only child. I don't know. I mean, I lived in the house by myself. I had sisters and brothers, but they didn't live with me. So maybe that's why I just yearn for family. So KUNV, you're my family. I hope y'all are okay with that. All right. So let's talk about something else that has, got my feathers in a ruffle, you guys. Did you guys see this about Nevada Energy? NV Energy overcharging these people. 80,000 customers. I know I'm about to go on a tangent. 80,000 customers. And then they have the audacity and the nerve to announce that they're going to have a rate hike. You guys, what is it going to take? Now, you guys know I am an avid believer in solar. And also, even if I wasn't, I am not for supporting a company that is a monopoly and that also overcharges people and then slaps them in the face with another rate hike. Are you serious? You know why they're doing it? Because they know you're not going to leave. No, we got to stand up to them. Okay, we got to divorce this. You got to divorce NV Energy. And if you've been thinking about going ahead, saving your family thousands of dollars a year by going solar and also helping the environment, but not to mention, if you buy the solar panels, you get a write-off, right? But you don't have to buy them. You can lease them, right? And just take advantage of the low payment every month, right? So just so you know, this zero out of your pocket to get them on your house. That's why I have a relationship with Michelle. She'll come sit with you, go over all your options. It's no cost for her to come sit and explain and answer all your questions about solar. Okay? No skin off your back. If you say no, you just say no. But at least now you know how much it would have been per month for your house, right? Because I'm telling you guys, I have been paying less than $150 for the last 8 years for my power because I've had solar. I will never buy a house that does not have solar ever again. There's no way. I will never see a $500 Nevada power bill again. Thank you, good Lord Jesus, my Savior, because I'm telling you, Father God, I thank you for solar because it's crazy. I have girlfriends that, like I said, summer's here. Summer is here. You need to come on because summer's here. And I've had girlfriends last summer. I'll never forget. We were in Utah. We go every year. And She was so upset when we got back from that trip. She came home to like a $500 or $600 power bill and called me so upset. I said, well, I can't relate, honey. My power bill's $120 and even less in the winter. So I just can't help you. You got to go solar. But all jokes aside, you guys, there's a lot of seniors out there that own their properties, right? And they're on fixed incomes, right? I'm thinking of a family member of mine. He owns the property. Every summer, we all chip in and try to help him with his power bill because he's on a fixed income, right? And the power bill is $500. He can't afford that, right? So we're looking out for him as much as we can. But then I said, listen, at the end of the day, let's look at getting you solar. Because guess what? His roof needed to be repaired too. So we were able to do solar and a roof repair. You heard Jabari come on and talk about that. So a lot of times different companies, will take care of your roof too if it needs to be done before they put the solar panels on, right? So, hey, now he actually called me. I forgot to tell you guys this part. He called me and wanted me to list his property. And I said, well, wait, why are we listing your property? You've had this property for, since the 80s. Like, what are we doing? This is a great property. He says, well, I just can't afford it. I just want to list it. And then, it's the power company. I can't afford this every single summer. So long story short, you guys, solar is saving him, right? Now his payment is under $100. He doesn't have to list his property with me, but I know there's other seniors out there that own their property because it's very stressful. And I know that for a fact. Guys, don't forget, we still have those down payment assistant programs. You just need 640 credit score. 2 years on any job. That's all you need. Listen, there's no 8-hour class that you have to go to in person. There's a class online. Guess what? You can buy anywhere in the city. So don't think, or even in the state. It's not like you have to buy in a certain community. If you have a 600 credit score and you have a 401k, you can pull your down payment out of that. If you're looking at like a $400,000 house, you're looking at about, let's just say $12,500 for your down payment. Okay. You heard me earlier, on a $400,000 house, your payment's going to sit around $2,700 and some change, right? Okay. Right now, before things change, I'm able to get the seller to contribute to the second part of your cost, which is your closing cost, right? So that window has been closing slowly for the last, couple months. So if you're interested, you want to buy a home, you want to use a down payment assistance program, or you don't want to use one and you just want to use your 401k or your savings, me and my team, we are here to help you. 702-984-3700, 702-984-3700. I have all the down payment assistant programs. And lastly, I do want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law and my niece, Brittany Haywood and Melanie Johnson. I love you both. Happy birthday. And to all of you out there that have birthdays, happy birthday from your play cousin, Monique, 702-984-3700. Love you guys. Bye.